Hello and welcome back to 199 at a time. After 326 hours of pest control, I hit 99 hit points and it's time to move on to my next skill. Agility is going to be another skill with a very long grind, but the payoff will be well worth it. Faster run energy generation is useful for so many skills that doing it next was kind of an obvious next step. While making my way over to Gnome Stronghold to start training, I decided to sell most of my magic gear besides the Amulet of Magic. It's all easy to get items, and I won't be killing things for a while. I'm really liking the hit points cape look without all the magic gear, and it's time to ruin my neat skills for the first time. 2 agility. And it's looking pretty gross. Only a few hundred hours of this before it's fixed again. And after about 10 minutes, there's 10 agility, and on to Draenor Village for the next course. There's 15 agility and another 10 minutes, and time to move on to the first different method I'll be doing. I'm gonna buy a Chronicle for the teleport, and I meant to buy some wines right next to this vendor, but I accidentally clicked the teleport. Oh well, hopefully I won't need them. And I'm gonna deposit all my cash in Ferox, since I will be in the wilderness for quite a while. Time to make my way to the next training spot. And here I am at Edgeville Dungeon. I turned on the NPC aggression timer plugin in RuneLite, and I'll be bringing my main to keep monsters off of me while I drop aggression. The Edgeville Dungeon Monkey Bar shortcut is a very consistent way to get 13,200 experience an hour, and it's probably my best training method until I get to 50 agility. The downside is I can get PK'd here, but I think it's pretty unlikely. The Draenor and Alcarad courses are only around 10,000 experience an hour, and the Varrock course claims to be about the same experience an hour as this shortcut, but I'll get to that later. After wasting half of my hit points trying to train before dropping aggression, I just sat around until the timer ran out. And while sitting around, I noticed there's apparently a red spider egg bot farm right now, which means I can't really switch worlds if I see another player on the minimap, because I would just be switching worlds constantly. Kind of annoying, but hopefully nobody shows up to kill me while I'm here. Now that I've dropped aggression, it's as simple as lining up my camera and clicking constantly. Riveting gameplay, I know. And after clicking in the same spot for about 50 minutes, there's 30 agility, and I decided to go to the Varrock course to see if it's worth it. It didn't take me long to decide to just go back to Edgeville. I did a couple of levels at Varrock, and was only getting around 11,200 experience an hour. The 13,200 experience an hour on the wiki is probably with stamina potions, and I'm constantly failing and running out of run energy here. I would have to do it all the way to 50 since I can't access the Canifis course at 40 because it requires prayer, so I'll just stick to Edgeville instead. Another 7 hours or so of clicking in the same spot, and there's 50 agility, and I can move on to Falador. I'm finally out of the early painful levels on this type of account, and I'm getting nearly double the experience I was getting in Edgeville. Another 7 hours of the Falador course, and I'm at 60 agility. I'm also up to 85 of the 260 marks of grace I'll need for the full graceful set. I went ahead and took out my cash deck again, and I'm moving on to what's probably the best course in the game at Seers Village. Getting between 38,000 and 43,000 experience an hour here compared to the roughly 24,000 experience I was getting at Falador feels great. I'm hoping to reach full graceful at around 70 agility. A bit over my estimates, hitting 260 marks of grace at 71 agility, and around 15 hours of the Seers Village course. Time to go pick up my full graceful set. There's the most worn set in the game, and now is where the fun really starts. I said I wanted to do stored experience methods where it's viable in my last video, and some of you caught on to me leaving out that agility has what is probably the best stored experience method in the game. The Brimhaven Agility Arena is a somewhat dead piece of content. It's only ever really visited by people looking to complete the collection log for the Pirate's Hook or get the blue graceful recolor. It was released nearly 20 years ago, and the only time I actually remember coming here was for a clan event in around 2007, and I remember it being pretty miserable with my 40-something agility back then. It was the best experience an hour for a period of time at 99 agility, when they made it where you can't fail any obstacles at 99, but it's been mostly dead content since Hallowed Sepulchre released. For lower levels, however, it's much worse experience than doing rooftop courses, and I won't get any marks of grace to use for stamina potions later, but I will get to turn in over 10 million experience in a minute. And what kind of snowflake account would this be if I didn't follow through on my stored experience claims? Into the arena I go. I expect to take a ton of damage here, even at 71 agility, but one of the best food shops for Ultimate Ironman is right next door. I have plenty of cash for food now after the pest control grind. The reason I did monkey bars earlier is mostly because I wanted to be a slightly higher level when I got full graceful to fail the obstacles and hear less. For a 20-year-old animation, this Matrix reference is pretty cool on the dart obstacle. The goal in this arena is pretty simple. Just get to the flashing ticket dispenser that appears on the minimap before it changes spots once a minute. Doing that will give a ticket that can be turned in for experience or a couple of cosmetic rewards. The experience gained from turning in tickets is way higher if you turn in the maximum amount of 1,000 tickets. Failing to reach a dispenser in time means you have to reach 2 of them in a row before gaining another ticket, so each failure actually costs 2 minutes. I swapped to the hit points cape pretty quickly after starting to gain tickets. I forgot to equip it earlier, but the hit points cape is actually going to be pretty massive. Run energy generation isn't an issue in here, but hit points generation definitely is. The cape's bonus gives me 2 hit points regeneration per minute instead of the default 1. I'll basically be sitting at 2 to 20 hit points the whole grind, since the obstacles do less damage to you the lower your hit points is. I'll have to calculate how much food I saved with the hit points cape later. After my first hour in here, I failed to get to the next ticket dispenser a couple of times, which meant I only got 56 tickets instead of 60. I believe the route that people use off the wiki is mostly aimed for people with 99 agility, looking to do obstacles in between tickets to maximize XP. I want to minimize damage taken, so I decided to test the obstacles a couple hundred times so I can make up my own route. In this test, I failed the handholds twice in a row, multiple times, and that's almost a guaranteed failure of getting to the next ticket dispenser since it takes so long. They are only on the outer rim of the arena, so I'll probably avoid them as much as possible. The spike trap and pressure pads both only reached a maximum of 4 failures in a row each, and are very quick obstacles, so not too bad. The blade trap was all the way up to 7 failures in a row, but it's a quick obstacle in a few key places around the arena, so it may be necessary to do. And finally, the dart trap. This thing failed me 8 times in a row once, and each failure not only damages me, but drains my agility by 2. This obstacle is basically an avoid at all costs if my agility is not fully regenerated. None of the other obstacles failed at all during my testing, so at 71 agility, it's either a very low failure rate or impossible to fail. With that testing, these are the routes for people with 99 agility, and these are the routes I'll be using most of the time to minimize damage and the chance of missing reaching a ticket dispenser in time. With that change, I seem to be much less likely to fail to reach the next ticket dispenser in time, and depending on how proactive I'm being trying to get back to the center of the arena after each ticket, I'm getting 4,000 to 4,900 experience an hour from the obstacles. If I add that to the 60 tickets an hour, this translates to roughly 33,000 experience an hour, compared to the 40,000 or so I was getting at Sears. Quite a bit worse, but I want that big turn-in. And right as I was closing in on 1,000 tickets, I had a funny feeling I missed something important: the giant squirrel pet at 988 tickets. The first pet on the account, and a pretty hard to get one at that. This pet is only a 1 in 26,404 drop rate from hitting a ticket dispenser. I'm only expecting to get around 19,000 tickets, so there was a pretty high chance I didn't get this at all. I don't even have this pet on my main. Well, it looks like I have a new friend to follow me around for the rest of this grind. Or so I thought. I ran out of food not long after this, and when I restocked, the game told me I can't enter the arena with my pet out, even though I got the pet in the arena. I guess this guy will be sitting in my bags for a while. Back in the arena, and there's 2,000 tickets at 559 hours played, so around 70 hours into the grind. And you may have noticed my UI changing slightly throughout this video, and I finally figured out how I want to record for the rest of the series. I've pretty much always played on fixed mode, but I was having issues getting it to record properly without the game being full screen. Well, I came up with my own solution that doesn't require any upscaling or anything post-recording, and I think it looks quite a bit cleaner than what I was doing before, so I plan on leaving it like this. I also limited my max zoom distance, since it seems to be an involuntary response for me to constantly try to zoom out from playing games like World of Warcraft and Path of Exile. Another 17 hours and another 1,000 tickets gained. And at 3,242 tickets, it happened again. A duplicate pet. This is some insane RNG, and now when I eventually die with the squirrel pet, I'll be able to buy it back for free with the extra reclaim, since I won't be able to store it until I do construction. There's 4,000 tickets at 593 hours played, and 5,000 tickets at 611 hours played. Well, I just died to an obstacle since I was really zoned out. I said I always want to be on low health, but 0 is a bit too low. The question is, did I just lose 91 hours of agility progress? I looked at the wiki, and it doesn't mention anything about losing tickets on death, so hopefully that's correct. I need 230 coins to get back to my death pile, since I need 30 to go to Karanja, and 200 to enter the arena. My whole gold pile is hopefully sitting in the arena, and I was pretty tired when I died and wasn't really thinking straight. I noticed there was a bronze dagger spawn on the second floor of Lumbridge Castle, so I just world hopped to pick them all up and sell them for 4 gold each. I made my way back to the arena, and here's the moment of truth. After entering the arena, there's my death pile, and there's 91 hours worth of tickets on the floor. Well, that was stressful. It would have been a major setback if they actually disappeared. Good thing this isn't a 199 at a time hardcore Iron Man series. The only victim of that blunder was my pet, but I have a free reclaim now, and I was always going to die with the pet at some point for bag space. I realized after I got back I should have just run to the agility pyramid for 10k instead of selling junk for 25 minutes. I did the same thing again at 5,388 tickets, and took my own advice of doing the agility pyramid this time. I probably shouldn't play when I'm really tired and zoned out. After those two mistakes, there's 6,000 tickets at 629 hours played, and 7,000 tickets at 646 hours played. And at 674 hours played, there's 77 agility at 8,645 tickets. I've gotten 6 agility levels very slowly doing obstacles in here, and if I was to turn in my tickets right now, I would be between 91 and 92 agility. It's taken me around 185 hours to reach this point, and as far as playtime goes, I'm more than halfway done with this grind. Around 152 hours of that was done in the arena, which is equal to around 9,120 minutes of playtime, which means my hit pointscape regenerated about that amount of extra hit points while I've been down here. That's equal to 608 swordfish, meaning I would have had to leave to restock on food around 26 more times. Pretty cool that I'm getting to make good use of the skill cape. It's shaping up to be quite a bit longer than the hit points grind, but as I've gotten used to being here most of the time, I have 20 to 40 seconds of downtime between tickets, so as far as agility goes, this method is actually pretty AFK. With that said, the massive turn-in will happen next episode. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all next time.